What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Steph Speaks Radio. It's been a while since we've been here, so I'm very excited to finally resume the next season with my friend Jamie. So, Jamie, go ahead. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do, because I know we're going to dive into it, but for the people that don't know.
Thank you, Steph. I'm so honored,
Yeah.
honestly, to be here. We've connected over
Yeah.
the years and have a
High school.
history.
We've been
High
from
school
high school.
history. Yeah.
Funny to actually think it up. Yeah, I know.
So yeah, I'm Jamie Gooch. I am a breathwork facilitator. I essentially teach people how to properly breathe
Mm-hmm.
to relieve anxiety, stress, regulate their nervous system.
Yes.
So usually it's highly anxious, chronically anxious clients that find me.
Yeah.
That are dealing with panic attacks, maybe sleep issues, just living very dysregulated lives and may not even realize it's an issue until they have a lot of chronic illness going on. So a lot of people search me out and we do one-on-one sessions. I have virtual, in-person space. We do community classes. I'm actually moving, so I'm creating a space in Menor, Ohio, and it's going to be amazing because I've only had space for one-on-one.
Yeah.
So this will have group and one-on-one availability.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm very excited.
Well, the thing is too, is like I feel like so many people, and I've told you this before, like they don't really understand like what breath work
Yeah.
is. I'm someone my whole life that has struggled with anxiety and stress and managing all those things. So before we go really into what breath work is, so people can really understand, because I feel like people don't really always get the gist of it. I want to know what made you even get into it in the first place.
Yeah. It's interesting because breathwork found me. I had no idea what it was. About 6 years ago,
Yep.
it was during COVID. Honestly, my default state was fight or flight.
Yeah.
And I was full-time dental hygienist, always on. You know, when you're working with the public, you're on, you're taking care of everybody. And I would just feel it after work with being very irritable, always anxious, poor boundary setting. My 8-hour workdays were 12 hours because I just never knew when to quit or how to take care of myself. So it led to being chronically anxious, gut issues. And I can go into that further, but how I found breathwork was one of my office managers sent me a podcast. And she's like, I think you should try breathwork. Had no idea what it was. I listened. It sounded really interesting.
Yeah.
Went home, found it on YouTube, just Googled breathwork. It was life-changing after that one session. I just sat on my couch, listened to the prompts, breathed with whatever the YouTube video said, and I immediately felt so much space between me and my problems. I felt light, relaxed, calm for the first time in a long time. And after that, I was hooked. So I wanted to know more because it was helping me. I just was led, I feel like guided divinely to find certification program. So I went through 6 months of training while being a dental hygienist. That was all virtual during COVID and became a breathwork facilitator.
Yeah.
And it helped me. So I just wanted to help other people. And it led to creating a business around it.
Something that was relevant for me and that I think is important to touch on, because obviously we're going to talk about what breath work is on a deeper level. But you said something that I think resonates in me in my own life too, is that it found me.
Yeah.
And I like how you were saying how it found you because of you were going through a state of you were, like you were saying, like fight or flight, chronically anxious, gut issues. Like you had all these things going on in your life where you were stuck in fight or flight. You were stuck in this negative space, so to speak, like really like a darker season, if you will. But I think it's interesting how you got led to purpose because of pain.
Yeah.
And I connect that a lot with different people I have the opportunity of talking to, and also just like my own journey, like how you found your purpose doing what you are now. I'm sitting across from you because of pain that you went through, than how it found you.
I do believe that everything we go through
Mm-hmm.
has a purpose and for a reason. And in the moment, we don't know why.
Mhm.
And I think it's important when we're sitting in that heaviness to know that even though we don't
Yeah.
know what the outcome's going to be, that there may be this really bright light that comes out of it,
Yeah.
helping ourselves, but also to help other people, whatever it is, whether it turns into a career or like a hidden talent that you don't even know lights you up.
When you had that first session, I remember you said it, like, how you felt in that moment the very first time you did it. Was it different than just, like, it felt good? Did it feel like a different type of intuition when you first found breath work and you experienced it?
It was this euphoric, full body relaxation response.
Yeah.
I remember, I still can feel, I know exactly where I was sitting in my living room,
Yeah.
this lightness, like I was floating, not scary, but this out of
Yeah.
body,
Yeah.
just fully could let go for the first time. And I mean, meditation's hard to shut off your mind. So to
Yeah.
have the breath work
Mhm.
gives you something to focus on to get into that meditative state.
That's a good thing too for people because I know meditation is, like,
Mhm.
really difficult.
And that's important. Meditation is so important,
Yeah.
but that can be the bridge.
Yeah.
The breath work can be your bridge to meditation.
So I guess just kinda then going right into it, for someone that may be familiar with the word meditation
Mhm.
now, if you just had to, like, explain to someone what exactly breath work is and, like, what's happening in the body and mind when we do it.
Yeah, because people are shocked when they're like, "You get paid to teach people how to breathe?"
I know.
Like, we
Yeah, yeah.
subconsciously, we're
Mm,
breathing all day
well,
long,
right, yeah.
and when we actually do it with intention is
Mhm.
when it unlocks this full body healing
Yeah.
response. So, I teach people how to purposely breathe with their belly, breathe with their diaphragm.
Mhm.
That connects your mind with your body.
Yeah.
We tend to be very overstimulated, dysregulated with technology now. I mean, you look even at the grocery store, picture trying to stand in line without pulling your phone out. We're constantly being pulled away. So if you can connect
Mhm.
your breath into the belly, feel it, bring
Yeah.
it into the present moment, that goes into all of just the health
Mhm.
benefits. If you want me to go
I
into
would love to
that.
hear that.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Because so when you're going through at first, just
Yeah.
taking a deep breath,
Mhm.
take a deep breath with me. A lot of the time, just as you did, our chest rises, our shoulders go up to our ears.
Yeah.
That's our like default breath is in our chest, and we're holding our breath.
Yeah.
And that's technically not a full deep breath.
Mm.
So we want to I teach to shift into the belly, and it's a little shallow. So
Yeah.
I have people place their hand on their belly, their heart space, and just monitor where your breath is going. It's usually into the chest.
Mhm.
So then when you can shift it into the belly, you start to work the diaphragm,
Yeah.
and we're actually getting out of that fight or flight mode
Okay.
into the parasympathetic. So we're activating the rest and digest, which goes into the nervous system. There's so much there that we can uncover.
Mhm.
But we're looking to lower blood pressure. We're looking to improve sleep. We're looking to create safety in the body so that your nervous system can finally relax and get out of that attack mode. Like in an emergency, you're in fight or flight.
Mm.
If we can shift into the belly and take a few deep breaths, letting the nervous system know it's safe, you don't have to fight, you don't have to protect yourself, that's when you actually can rest and feel that relief, relieve anxiety.
So technically speaking then, like, so when we control the breath, technically we are controlling our nervous system in a way.
Yeah, we're exercising the nervous system. So
Okay.
the breath work is exercising the nervous system to grow, build a capacity,
Mhm.
a resilience to managing stress.
Mhm.
It's an exercise just like working your muscles. We have to work it because what I realized quickly, which was interesting with being in dental, was the stress isn't going anywhere. We can't run from job to job.
Yeah.
It's really going within ourselves.
Mhm.
So how can we create peace, safety in our body so that we can handle whatever chaos, whatever external environment
Yeah.
is coming our way? Because the stress isn't going anywhere. So if we can exercise, nurture the nervous system, build resilience, we have this capacity to handle so much more.
You know what else too? I remember when I was seeing you, not just for my stress and anxiety, because we all know that's there. But I remember too, I was going through stuff with my pelvic floor.
Yes.
And a lot of things I've learned just through pelvic floor, like just working with my therapist through that, is how the breath is so pivotal in pelvic floor health. And a lot of people don't understand. A lot of women, even when you just talk about like core control, activating your deeper core muscles, breathing in that way. If you could real quick run with that, because I think a lot of women don't understand about breathing and connecting to the pelvic floor, working their core, how that all ties together as well.
Yeah. When we worked with the pelvic
Mhm.
floor, it's interesting because you actually, when you're consciously thinking of the breath, you actually can consciously engage those muscles
Yeah.
to relax them
Mhm.
when there's a lot of tension and stress in the
Mhm.
pelvic floor, or the opposite when women are trying to strengthen the pelvic floor, say
Yeah.
after childbirth.
Mhm.
So if we can learn which pelvic floor therapists may be comfortable with breath work, or
Yeah.
you can pair it with a breath work
Mhm.
facilitator, connecting the breath with those muscle movements and exercise
Yeah.
to strengthen, but also regulate your nervous system so you're not hanging on to tension
Yeah.
in those muscles.
Yeah.
Just so connected, the
Yeah.
entire body
People
with
just
the
don't
breath.
think about it. I know they don't think that, like, when it comes to, like, tension in that area, just holding tension there, like, people don't realize, like, it's not just about, like, I have different clients I work with that express about maybe issues with having, like, a tighter pelvic floor
Yes.
or learning, I guess really just even just anything in that area, whether it is core, lower back, pelvic floor, and women come to me with these issues, and there's different drills I'll give them and circuits and learning how to breathe. Like, I'll give them, like, 90-90 breathing or just different things that they can do, and women look at me and they're confused. They don't understand, like, "What do you mean I'm just gonna sit there and breathe?" Like, people don't
Yes.
understand that when it comes even just in my line of work, same thing.
Yeah. Well, picture when you're lifting, you have
Mhm.
to pair the breath with the exercise to get the most out of your muscles to lift correctly.
Mhm.
And it goes along with relaxing too, being able to relax those muscles and not be in a constant state of clenching
Yeah,
and tension.
because 'cause we're all stressed.
Yes, we
That's
all
just
have it.
at the end of
It's
the
not going
day,
anywhere.
I think everyone's just stressed out. And we're what's funny when you're, like, even in a yoga class, you're like, "Everyone, relax your tongue, relax your jaw," and
Yes.
everyone's like,
Oh,
we don't even realize that everything's,
yes.
like, clenched. I'm like, "It's
Yes.
fine." I mean, so, honestly, all that to say to segue, a lot of the I mean, I'm sure we're included in this too, but a lot of women that come my way and that I work with are stressed people, and, we're constantly in that state of go, go, go. We wake up, we grab our phone, we have a million things we have to do for the day, so we're running through our day. Next thing we know, we're at the end of the day, and we look back and we're like, "Did I even have a moment to breathe?" Unintended.
Yes.
Uh, but this is kind of the thing is just we're always in that state. So if someone isn't conscious of that and they're just constantly going through that, I mean, what's actually going on in the body if someone doesn't have these tools of understanding, like, I guess really just that breath work, understanding their breath, how to control their nervous system. Like, I guess what have you learned through the women that come to see you?
It's such a default
Yeah.
to be locked into fight or flight. We don't even remember a difference.
Yeah.
And a lot of women either are guided by someone else in their life that they're like, hey, you need to make a change because it's showing in X, Y, or Z. It's showing
Hmm.
that maybe they're not getting the best results with fat loss,
Oh, yeah.
being the
Hmm.
fact that it affects cortisol, spiking your cortisol constantly, hypothyroidism, the adrenal glands suffer from being in that chronic state all the time of, like I said, fight or flight is being in panic, fear of an emergency. And that's great when we're actually in danger, but the body doesn't know the difference. So if we're constantly ruminating of just our thoughts of events that we could change, what we could have done different, being in fear of something happening, we're constantly living as if it's happening right now and our body's protecting us. So the digestive tract slows down because the blood is being restricted to save you from the danger that's hypothetically happening. So a lot of women experience leaky gut, IBS, constipation, diarrhea, just all the things because there's so much inflammation being trapped and created in the body. There's the risk of type 2 diabetes because more glucose is being trapped in the
Hmm.
blood.
Yeah.
high blood pressure. I mean, every organ is affected because of the stress and anxiety that we're keeping trapped in our body.
So many thoughts come to mind here because we live in a world of instant gratification and obviously we are all stressed. So we're always looking for the quickest supplement to take or thing to
Mhm.
do to lower our stress or what's that next thing we see on TikTok that we can spend money on that is quote unquote going to lower our inflammation or get us in a better peaceful state, right? There's so many marketing things, there's so many ads, there's so many things that are just going to promise this quick fix. But how ironic is it that you can actually fix it through your own body?
Yeah. It's that simple. Like, I know it takes time, it takes effort, and maybe first working with someone to learn it,
Yeah.
but it's within us.
Yeah.
I think we have a hard time and it's overlooked because we are looking for that external gratification. It seems maybe easier if we could just buy something to rely on versus finding it within ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
That we are our own drug. We are so powerful. And it's all within us.
Mhm.
Babies are born using the correct breath, using their diaphragm.
Yeah.
We lose it when in our culture, women sucking it in, keeping it
Yeah.
tight,
Yeah.
the chest breathing just happens to be like quicker and safer instead of relaxing the shoulders, taking that deep breath.
Yeah.
So everything just works its way up here and becomes so tight and so much pressure.
Yeah. I struggled with that for the longest time. You're actually the reason I learned the opposite of that.
Really?
Yes.
That's amazing.
I had no, because you have to think, I started doing that with you like 3, 4 years ago,
Yeah.
which is crazy. I never understood how to breathe through like a belly breathing, really.
Mhm.
Just I was always a chest breather and something I've learned through myself with my anxiety when I am in a state of a panic attack, so to speak, which has happened quite often to me. It's like this feeling of like I feel like I can't breathe, like I'm breathing through a straw, and it's like I feel trapped in my chest. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about,
Yes.
or people listening. It's like when I'm stressed, it just continues to get worse because it's like I'll say to people like I feel like I can't breathe, and I'm like, how do you want to put this? I'm like searching for that deep breath and I can't seem to find it. And it's
Yeah.
like when someone's in that state, I don't even know. I guess what is your thoughts on that when someone gets stuck in those moments where they do feel like they're stuck in rapid breathing, shallow breathing, chest breathing, states of panic almost?
In that initial
Yeah.
panic state, I felt it personally, and I have clients that come to me. So I do
Yeah.
know the best thing is not going for the breath first.
Mm.
I recommend, have you ever done the butterfly?
Maybe. Oh, when you
So,
tap.
yeah. So you
Yes.
take your hands, palms to your chest, and you tap 1, 2, 3, 4. And you continue that for a couple minutes on end.
Mm-hmm.
And what it's doing, because you can't take that deep breath in
Yep.
the initial surge of panic when the
Mm-hmm.
anxiety is just so heightened. So you just sit there and you tap, and you don't even have to close your eyes. Just look out, try to be in a space that's not stimulating,
Yeah.
minimal noise. You tap until you can start to take that breath. What's happening when we're in that panic is one side of the brain is overactive. When we're tapping on both sides of the body, both hemispheres have to work together now because you're stimulating both sides, and it brings that overactive side back down. So it's
Okay.
regulating you because one side of your brain's over heightened in that panic attack,
Yeah.
and we're tapping left, right on both sides of your body, across the body,
Mm-hmm.
and it's making them begin to work together and work in harmony again. So some clients of mine even have panic attacks when they start breath work.
Oh.
So that can cause, if it's not with someone who knows how to titrate it and work with their body, it can cause them to probably never want to do breath work again because they
Interesting.
think, it's a terrible experience.
Yeah.
Why am I having a panic attack with something that should be relaxing me? But they aren't in rest and digest. They were in fight or flight. They lived in fight or flight chronically. Now they're in freeze mode. So they are like coming back down, and they come from freeze mode, like being numbed out for maybe months or years on end. You have to travel back through fight or flight to get back down the bell curve to rest and digest. So breath work is releasing pressure in their body, and it is very similar to what you feel in a panic attack.
Huh.
The like sweating, the heaviness in the chest, hard to breathe. So to be able to titrate through it and find your breath, sometimes we have to let go of the breath and just go to the butterfly.
Yeah.
Let that energy, let that tension, everything that's built in the body release, and then find the breath. So it's really you have to be with a trusted provider. I feel like if you really are chronically going through it with panic attacks, and that you don't have to do it alone and be, in a safe area. So it's not a traumatic experience. We don't want to re-traumatize the body.
I think I want to learn more about the release aspect of things. So
Yeah.
if you have people come to you and they are kind of stuck in fight or flight, or they are basically a person that is constantly running in a high cortisol state day to day, most of the time. What does it look like through your experience of these types of people that start integrating breath work, like that journey?
It obviously depends on the person, but it usually is a very slow process. So I'm very careful with jumping into breath work. I'll start with the somatic exercises, creating safety and trust, with starting to just feel what breath work, like the feelings of breath work, because like I said, that can actually mimic what a panic attack feels like. Someone who's never felt a panic attack, they're like, ooh, I love this. I feel so, they feel the temperature shift in the body because we're increasing the oxygen, the tingles, the lightness, the heaviness in the chest. That can feel really great if you've never done breath work and never have experienced chronic anxiety.
Yeah.
Now, if you've been stuck, like you said, in chronic anxiety, that could scare you if you start experiencing it during breath work and make you hold back and not release, let go all the way.
Yeah.
So that's where I have like a full-on medical history conversation about, okay, how often are we feeling these panic attacks? What do you experience? Like, get really real and honest with it. And during the breathwork session, they let me know, like, okay, is this normal? I'm feeling heaviness in the chest. It feels like an elephant sitting on me. And I'm like, no, that's good. There must be something in your heart, maybe emotionally, that we need to release. And I sit there and I help them, whether it's releasing through crying, trusting that the breath is safe, and we can, talking them through the symptoms that they're feeling so that we can get on the other side and we can make breathwork feel relaxing. So we may have a couple sessions where it's intense. It's heavy, and we're releasing maybe like loss and grief and fear around something. And we don't even have to talk about it, but the feelings come up. They'll be like, there's something really heavy all of a sudden in my throat. And it's like, maybe they're not comfortable using their voice. Maybe there's something there energetically that they're not able to show up fully and take up space. And it could be the inner child. We can go into the energetics of the inner child. There's a lot to play with. There's the science that we're saying that we're feeling, but then there's the energy, the trauma, the inner child at play that we can tie into all the sessions too, if that makes sense.
I actually think that's where I want to go, because I know there's a lot of physical things around this, but I'm really curious about like the energetic, spiritual, because I feel a lot of us, I know I'm included in this, throwing myself out. We go through our day to day, we stay so busy that we lack staying present with what's actually going on inside of us. I think it's easy to numb out the things we're feeling. We keep pushing it back, we keep burying it. And eventually it's going to come up one way or another, right? Like we just drown out maybe the deeper things that we don't want to acknowledge, we don't want to work through. And so I'm curious, with breath work, you finally get a chance to let those things come up. And so kind of like what that looks like then from your line of work now, from that energetic, that spiritual, like you were saying, you've had someone come in and they said they felt heaviness come up. Obviously, again, we know there's a lot of physical benefits, but like, what does it look like when maybe someone finally has the space to be present with something they are burying? What happens then in that moment?
There's such a deep physical and emotional, spiritual connection in our body.
Yeah.
So as it shows up physically as this pain that maybe they didn't even walk in the door feeling, all of a sudden, boom, it's like there's this elephant sitting on their chest.
Yeah.
So we take our hands, we place it on that spot and you start to feel the warmth of your palms. I guide them, let's breathe, send the breath to your chest. So we're going to think about sending it there. And if it's not a good visual, like this is the first time doing it, I have no idea what you're talking about. This sounds woo woo.
Yeah.
Okay, let's think of a color. Let's think about, like I bring colors in. Let's think about
Okay.
opening the chest by pinching the shoulder blades. So I'll bring in physical ways that we can open the heart space. Maybe let's think about gratitude to counteract the heaviness.
Mm-hmm.
Let's think about love. What do you love to do? So we're like neutralizing, metabolizing the negative energy that could be stuck in the body
Yeah.
and bringing it in, washing it out with love and bringing that in on the breath. So giving a lot of visuals, and everyone's so different. So it could be the visuals,
Yeah.
the physical.
Mm-hmm.
I just have to find what it is
Like
that
digging
connects
for it.
with them
Yeah.
and resonates. Because one thing will make sense and other thing sounds like completely irrelevant
Yeah.
or crazy. So yeah, we just have to like play with what sounds right and going off of their feedback.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, that lands. Or like I said, talk therapy brings up really great points that may need to be uncovered deeper in the body.
Right.
So when we get into the breath work, we don't even have to talk. We're just letting the body.
Tell you.
Yeah, we let the mind get into the passenger seat and all you're focusing on is the breath pattern.
Yeah.
The mind comes in and out because we can't shut it off, but we're just guiding it back. The body begins to release what is trapped. So it's really, it sounds crazy, but it's really that, can be that simple.
Yeah.
If we can just let the mind get out, the ego get out of the way and let the body essentially breathe.
Yeah.
The specific pattern.
Well, it's like that book they say, like the body keeps the score.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
100%.
Yeah.
It knows.
Well, that's what was coming up because it's like, we always hear about like the body's keeping the score of everything. Well, whether we choose to address it or not, it's going to come up in one way or another. Like,
Yes.
it's going to show up.
Yeah. And maybe it's an illness and you're like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, why? Well, that inflammation and
Yeah.
what we were storing there, that information that the body's holding on to, it couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
It was stuck.
And I think it's kind of cool though, because, there's some people that may have a hard time talking about certain things, or maybe they just don't feel like they have clarity on it. Maybe there's something they feel is misaligned or something is just off. They know something is weighing on them, but they can't really articulate it. I think it's cool how with breath work, you're letting it come to the surface
Yeah.
instead of forcing it.
You don't have
It's
to
just
do
coming up.
anything. Yeah. And what can be hard with talk therapy, which like I said, it has its place and it's great. You don't want to relive it all the time. Your body is acting like it doesn't know the difference between it happening now or 10 years ago. So we can come into a breathwork session. We're not reliving it. We are getting to the root and we are releasing it. And the clarity may come right then, or it may come on the way home. And you're just like, oh, that's why I've always responded that way. Because when I was 5 years old, I wasn't allowed to use my voice. I wasn't, like something just comes through and you're like, oh yeah, this memory comes in of why you never stood up for yourself. Maybe you were put in the back, in the corner. And it's really interesting what we block out just to keep ourselves safe.
Well, think about it. In this world, when do we have stillness?
Yes.
We are literally always on our phones. We are always consuming. I've had a moment a lot in my life lately where I was like, the years of my life continue to go by, and how much of that time is spent with myself. I was recently actually, I had a trip I went on, and I actually flew into Chicago for a bachelorette trip. And I was like, I feel like I'm going to do a little bit of a solo trip before this. Can't explain why this was so big to me, but like my gut, my intuition was like, you need to fly in solo. I'm like, okay, I don't know why this keeps coming up for me. But I listened to it and I flew in a day early, had about a day and a half to myself. And as someone that works with women all day, every day, 6 days a week, when I'm not in the gym, I'm still working. I'm always in a space of, whether it's doing work on social media, working with clients. I know some of us are also moms too. like
Yeah.
You, right? Like we always have
Yeah.
demands on us where it's kind of hard to just be with ourselves, right? And it was interesting because as I was having that day to myself, I'm walking around the city. I'm in a new environment, in a new space. I'm kind of disconnected from everything in my life back here. And I had a moment where it was really hard, where it actually felt painful, which I didn't think would have came up for me, but there's a moment I was sitting in my hotel room by myself, and I just felt really heavy, really low, like how uncomfortable I was in the stillness of myself. That was really hard for me to accept because I've always been like, "Oh, no, I crave that time by myself." Like,
Yeah.
I'm always go, 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 I'm always busy. But I've realized, like, how much is always, like, in my field and how much I'm always doing that. When I had a moment to be with just myself, how foreign that space felt, and I didn't know what to do in that moment, and it was an uncomfortable feeling of, like, "No, like, I really need to slow down and get still, like, who actually am I in this moment? Not who I was a year ago, 5 years ago. Who am I now at this point in time? Because I feel disconnected from that
Mhm.
person, and I need to, like, refine who she is." But that keeps coming up in my mind as we're talking because it's kind of like, you're sharing with me too about, like, how sometimes it's hard to, like, get in our bodies with who we really are because there's so much around us. Like, when do we just stop, breathe, and be still? Like, that's a very hard thing to do.
Yes.
It's scary. I think there's a lot of fear in it too for a lot of people about, like, who am I when everything is removed?
Yeah. What's your identity? Especially after running years in a business, being a mom.
Yeah.
I mean, you do lose yourself. And you don't even realize it until you are alone and you're like, what do I want?
Yeah.
What-
Yeah.
to make a
Yeah.
decision of even what do I want to eat? You're
Yeah.
caring for everyone else and doing
Yeah.
all the lists all the time, checking all the boxes. It's like, whoa, are these even my thoughts?
Yeah.
When you're a caretaker and you're taking care of maybe even an elder, you're doing everything all the time for someone else. And maybe the thoughts all day long aren't even yours, because you are checking all the boxes and
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's really important. I mean, what awareness to be like, okay, this is
Yeah.
an area that I want to explore
Yeah.
and sit with more.
Yeah. And it's like one of those things where it's like maybe it's just because we don't give ourselves time to like get to know ourselves like in that space anymore. Because again, as you get older, more demands
Yeah.
happen on you and like you're meeting different versions of yourself. And I was sitting there and I was like, not that I'm uncomfortable with myself, but how foreign it felt to be in a space of just stillness with just myself, not talking to people and just kind of like just being in a whole different environment and stripping away all the things that are always around me 24/7. It was a different feeling in my body, and it invited me to ask, like, who am I now versus who I once was? Because the person I am now has been having bricks thrown on top of her from all the demands of life. And it's like, I need to take a step back to like pause, still, like, kind of welcome this new space of myself. Cause I feel like, we always change. I'm sure you
Oh,
went through
yeah.
this, even just like, and I know a lot of women listening, which is why I kind of want to bring this up with you, is like postpartum. Like you kind of go through an identity shift. I'm curious what that felt like for you, actually,
Yeah.
if you don't mind
Oh,
sharing.
yeah.
Sorry, I would love to know that though.
Like you said, it's such an evolution, all of it. I
Yeah.
mean, even when I found breath work, I was like, oh, this is amazing. It uncovered a whole new woman. And then I went through even harder stuff,
Yeah.
way harder than I thought I was going through in dental, in the environment. And it
Yeah.
was like, if I didn't find breath work when I did, I don't know how I would have navigated that next step.
True.
And then postpartum, um, I thank God every day that I had breath work, honestly, to regulate myself and to realize that this moment will pass, that I have my breath and I use it still in the nights that we're not sleeping and we have, interrupted sleep. And we're going on, she's a year and a half. And you go through so much, every moment is completely different. And you're
Yeah.
in this, let's talk about fight or flight. I thought I experienced fight or flight in 2020. Doing it postpartum was insane because
Mhm.
honestly, the tired and wired, like when we're talking about that, you are anticipating that cry. So to be able to sleep, you don't. You just are laying there like
Yeah.
I know it's coming, so I might as well just be ready. Like I know she's gonna wake up in an hour, so why bother sleeping? It's like this weird, like
Mhm.
relearning just how to function
Yeah.
daily.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's insane because you have the hormones and everything, and then
Mhm.
just learning how to care for a little human being, and you're very hormonal, and you're like, this is the smallest you're gonna be, so you're crying about that, but then you're wanting time to go just so you can sleep again and
Yeah.
do all the things. So it is this like crazy emotional imbalance and hormonal, but to have a tool
Yeah.
like breath work, oh my God. That's honestly what kept me regulated
Yeah.
the entire time and still does,
Yeah.
because I'm still being challenged and evolving every single day.
Well, and even if people are like, oh, I'm sure people listening, well, I can't sit and do breath work for 5 hours a
Oh,
day.
no.
Right. Like,
No.
even I think, in my opinion, the most pivotal moments of the day are when you wake up and when you go to bed, morning and
Mhm.
night. So it's like, what do you usually recommend for people that are just trying to get and start implementing this, like a way that they could just start with little bite-sized
Yeah.
pieces to integrate into their day? Like, what does that normally look like?
Yeah, 'cause I'll be honest, in the season I'm in, I don't have the time to
Yeah.
sit and do breath work sometimes in the morning or even the night. So I am
Mhm.
doing it actively during the day.
Okay.
I'm catching myself when I'm chest breathing, holding my breath, and I stop and I take 5 deep belly breaths. If that's hard because you've never done it, I just place my hand on my belly, my chest, and I guide it into the belly,
Yeah.
blow out. So I'll take 2 seconds into the belly, and then I'm breathing out like I'm blowing out a candle for 4 seconds. So the reason why I want that exhale 2 times longer than the inhale is that's a signal to the brain, to the nervous system that we're safe. We don't have to breathe quickly. We are
Okay.
exhaling longer than our inhale. So I do that 5 times in a row. I breathe in for 2 seconds, and then I exhale. So in through the nose, out through the mouth, 5 times in a row. And I'll do that maybe 20 times a day. And that counts as my breath work.
Mm-hmm.
I stopped myself. That helps regulate. And you didn't have to go lay down, find a quiet space. I'm doing it when I'm doing dishes,
Yeah.
doing it while we're watching TV, in a conversation. If
Yeah.
I notice while the other person's talking and I'm like feeling a little anxious, like I'm
Yeah.
holding my breath, I probably was. So let me just regulate and take a deep breath in.
Yeah.
And as soon as you do that 5 times in a row, let your shoulders drop.
Mm-hmm.
You notice that shift.
Yeah. So just so I make sure I understood, you said exhale longer than inhale.
Correct.
Okay, so I thought it'd be the opposite. I don't know why I was thinking it would be.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's interesting to know.
Yeah. So let the
Okay.
inhale in the quick reset, let the
Yeah.
inhale be 2 seconds, exhale for 4. And if your capacity is bigger, like you've practiced breath work, maybe you can do 4 seconds
Yeah.
in, then make 8 seconds out.
Like you work, because like you said before earlier, it's like a muscle. Like you
Yes.
have to work up to the duration of time.
Yes. If you just sat there and you're like, I'm going to breathe in for 4, out for 8,
Yeah.
and you're not regulated, even if breath work isn't new,
Yeah.
you may feel like you're hyperventilating. You're taking in
Yeah.
too much air. So you
Yeah.
titrate it, make it less.
Mm-hmm.
1 second in, 2 seconds out.
Yeah.
2, 4. Find that number that's working with your system in this moment.
Yeah.
It'll be different than when you try to do it at bedtime. You might be able to breathe
Yeah.
longer, slower.
Yeah.
So obviously it'd be amazing to start your day with 5 to
Yeah.
15 minutes of breath work, end it that way. But as a business owner, as a mom,
Yeah.
doing all the things, I just squeeze it in where I can. And if
Yeah.
nap time, if that day works and I can do 15 minutes, then yeah, I'll lay down,
Do
put
it.
some music on, and do some breath work.
Yeah.
But it's usually just in the middle of my day, interrupting that negative loop, interrupting that full body anxiety
Mhm.
response, regulating so that it doesn't brew and become this fight or flight, like constant mode.
And you'll usually feel the shift pretty immediately
Yeah.
after.
Yeah. It can be right after you do those 5 breaths.
Yeah.
On a day where there's like that chronic loop, that negative talk,
Yeah.
you're going to be doing it all day long.
Yeah.
But know that it'll pass.
Yeah. I was just like,
It's not, this is not your permanent state.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think we have to go into then how this works in real time.
Yeah.
Because I know we're like talking about it. So I
Yeah.
think I would love if you could walk us through whatever you feel called to share. Kind of like going through like a sample of it. And I think before we go into that sample, having people even just understand even that basic of breathing in through the belly versus the chest and like a minimal way, because I just feel like a lot of people are still like not getting that part.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
however, take the lead, however you want to go about it.
Okay. So let's first practice the belly
Yeah.
breath. So I would say sit down if you're listening to this.
Yes, yeah,
Sit,
and I'm like,
lay down. Don't be driving or in a bathtub.
Yeah. Yeah, don't do this when you're if you're driving, please don't do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please just wait till you're parked.
Okay.
Because there are things like the lightness and everything.
Yeah.
You don't want to get dizzy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to be comfortable.
Does
Safe.
it matter if you're seated or laying down? Is there like a for people? Does it really matter?
No,
Doesn't
they're
matter.
both
Yeah.
great. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, if you're going into a meditation, I'd rather lay down,
Yeah.
but 5, 8 minutes of breath work sitting can be like super transformational.
Yeah.
So just to get into the belly, I recommend placing a hand on the belly and the
Yeah.
chest,
Yeah.
and on your own, start taking some breaths in through your nose and then blowing it out of the mouth. And what you're doing right now is you're analyzing, where's the breath going? So you're going to notice at first your chest is probably rising and your shoulders are coming up to the
Like if you're
ears.
like, that's
Right.
it. I used to do that before I met you. I remember
Yeah.
because you taught me how to go this way. Yeah.
And then start to shift it into the belly.
Yeah.
So if you're noticing you're in the chest, take the time now to push the belly out. And you'll probably only breathe in about a second or two into the belly. It's not this big breath. And then blow it out. And you'll notice your rib cage expanding. You'll notice your chest rising. That's okay. But we're starting in the belly.
Yeah.
We want to feel like, picture you're putting an inner tube on like you're going swimming.
Yeah.
Your belly's touching the inner tube. Your lower back is touching the other side of it. The obliques are touching. So you're expanding your midsection.
Yeah.
In all directions. And then you're letting out.
Yeah.
So practice that first. That's so important.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to do a little sample of a breath?
Yes. I would.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this one is for beginners, is for advanced
Mhm.
breath workers. It depends on the cadence. It
Mhm.
depends on, go slow to start. No matter what, if you've done this multiple times, your nervous system just needs time to feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can go into a quicker pace.
Yeah.
So what we'll do, I'll guide you into a little like grounding.
Yeah.
And then the breath we're going to do is all through the mouth.
Okay.
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 And I'll give you instructions.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I was just
I
remembering.
don't
Sorry, I had a
surprise you.
flashback to one time you and I doing this, and I just fell asleep. I was so relaxed. I just remember I texted you the next morning. I'm like, "What happened?" I fell asleep. Yeah, I remember that.
And
Sorry.
it is such an out of body experience.
Yeah.
And sometimes you are still there,
Yeah.
but you're so relaxed. The
Yeah.
body just takes over and you don't even think
Mhm.
about it.
Yeah. Yeah. I
And
remember.
sometimes you
that.
need to sleep.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Walk us through.
So what we'll do, go ahead and close down the eyes when you feel safe. And I just want you to notice, if you're sitting, feel your feet planted on the floor. And if you're in a chair, relax the muscles that are holding you upright. So release your thighs. Soften the lower half of your body. And letting your shoulders drop away from your ears. Just letting whatever surface is below you hold you. And then bringing your mind. So a lot of the time our mind is racing. And I want you to take a moment to feel the pressure points of where your body is meeting that couch. And noticing your clothing that's hugging your body. So you may notice your waistband. Noticing your shoes on your feet. All of these things bring you into the present moment. So when the mind's racing, doing an exercise like this, a body scan, is important. And we're going to start to find your breath. So taking a breath in through your nose, finding your belly, blowing it all the way out. Again, breathing into the nose, sending this breath down to your feet. I want you to notice the soles of your feet. You may feel some warmth here, some tingles, feeling the weight of your shoes. So we're anchoring you into your body, continuing the breath in through the nose, letting your shoulders drop even farther away from the ears. Like there's this waterfall. The breath is flowing out of your mouth, down the body, down to the floor. And we're going to bring the breath all through the mouth now. So I'm going to switch gears because this one is one of my favorites. So we're going to bring the breath, one breath into your belly. And it's like you're bringing your mouth like a smoothie straw. You're going to suck the breath in. Another sip of breath into the chest. So 2 breaths in and blow all the way out. Nice and slow. So bring it into the belly, into the chest, blow out. Beautiful. Into the belly, into the chest, blow out. Good. Keep going. Belly, chest, all the way out. And on this next breath, go into the belly, bring it into the chest and up to the forehead. Good. Blow out. We're going to do that again. So into the belly, through the heart, into your forehead. We're lengthening your body. Blow out. We're going to do 3 more at your own pace. So there's the belly. We're moving up your spine into the heart. Good. 2 more on your own. And what we're doing is letting the mind connect with your body. At first, there's resistance. There's a dryness in the mouth. The body's like, what is this? What are we doing? And we're just trusting the body that it knows how to release, how to let go. And on the next breath, I want you to take 1 big breath in and hold your breath all the way at the top. Hold and squeeze all your muscles. And you're going to squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Squeeze your hands, shooting the energy, your awareness up through the top of your head. And when you can't hold your breath anymore, you're going to big exhale all the way down to your feet. You're going to feel the pressure, release, and take a gentle breath in through your nose. Big sigh. Just notice the release after that sigh. Gentle breaths now as we regulate. We brought a lot of pressure up in the body, and then we want to use the next couple breaths to release it. Just in through the nose, sighing out. Good. With your hands on your body, I want you to notice the warmth of your palms. Notice your heartbeat. Notice if anything shifted, any tension, any stress. Really just noticing what's going on in your body and your mind now in this present moment. Starting to wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, noticing the couch holding your body or whatever surface is below you. Noticing the lightness on your skin. Becoming aware of the air in the room, if it feels cool or warm. When you're ready, gently fluttering your eyes open. The lights will be brighter. Different textures stand out to you. I'm just taking a moment that you're coming back into the room, noticing what shifted. When you're ready, just let us know how you're feeling.
Very calm. It's this just gave me such a flashback to when I used to do this. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's crazy because that wasn't even a long.
No, I don't even know how long it was because usually I have music.
Yeah,
We do it to a playlist.
I think with you, I was doing about 30 to 45 minutes. At one point, I remember.
We had it up to at least almost an hour.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, because if someone's like getting new to this, what do you think's a good time frame for them to start with?
If they're on their own,
let's say, say they're following a guided one, or if they're with you, either both options.
Yeah.
Like
I would put a playlist on, like say you're listening to YouTube or you were just going to take a breath we did today and put a playlist on for 8 to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Because even start slower. If it's hard to sit without distraction, you're being pulled to your phone, you're
Yeah.
being pulled to get up, start slow. Start 3 to 5 minutes
Yeah.
and do not move. Stay in that chair. Resist the urge to do anything else. And then increase the increment a little longer. I mean, 15 minutes would be amazing
Yeah.
every day. I have a hard time sitting longer than 15 minutes. When I'm being guided by someone,
Yeah.
I can do 60 minutes, no problem.
It's so crazy though. I mean, it just the difference, like even from a few minutes, it was like centered for a second. And it's like that's a feeling I don't know if you guys listening right now to this, like if you even feel that difference. It just shows you though how we're just not always conscious throughout the day, if
Yeah.
you will. I don't know if conscious is the word I'm trying to say, but that's kind of what comes
Yeah.
to mind.
Being intentional
And yeah,
and conscious, present.
we don't slow.
Yeah, we're on overdrive,
Yeah,
autopilot.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's wild.
Yeah. It puts
Yeah,
so much space between everything and the chaos. And you're just like, oh,
yeah.
can breathe again.
Literally, literally, literally. But it's just it's like the feeling of just having like a deep breath. It was interesting too. I like how you did the one where you had it come in and you had us tense. That was an interesting one because it's like you just feel the tension, but it's like the release. I really like that one.
Yeah. Yeah. I wasn't doing it back when
we were doing it
were together.
Yeah.
Yeah. I picked it up from different facilitators and mentors. And I'm like, oh, I love that. Because we're relaxing, but let's bring it all bubbling to the surface.
Yeah.
And just get it out.
Yeah.
Lay it all out.
Yeah. That's crazy. I'm curious, do you ever, obviously there's this stuff like with people coming solo, do you ever find this to be beneficial with couples doing it together?
Oh, yeah.
I was just curious.
Yeah, I've had friends and couples come in, and it's super powerful, especially if someone's really going through a hard time and the friend wants to support the other.
Oh.
And bring them into something that may be beneficial on their healing journey. And, they know there's like a private matter. You don't want to do a group session. Maybe there's going to be a lot of tears and, to have that safety is really cool.
Yeah.
To have someone to lean on. Yeah.
Well, so I want to know then how, after everyone listening today, whether it's here in Cleveland or virtual, how can people connect with you, whether it's solo, group settings? What does that look like?
Yeah, so I'm really revamping things since we've talked. Like I said, I'm expanding my space. So in Menor, I'm going to have a breathwork studio.
Yeah.
I want a place that you leave the hustle, the anxiety at the door.
Yeah.
And you schedule this time for stillness.
I love that.
We're scheduling the gym. We're scheduling all the other things we have to schedule, whether it's one day a month, one day a week, to breathe, to meditate, to be together and learn how to be still. So there's going to be group classes. I have one-on-one sessions. I created this nervous system reset program. So that's been happening right now.
That's amazing.
Where I work with, right now I'm working with 3 clients a month. It's a program and it's a 12-week program.
Yeah.
So I shouldn't say a month, but for the 12 weeks, I'm working with 3 individual clients. We meet one-on-one and I record all the content they learn during the session. So they always will have it personalized to them. They have homework, check-ins. We are catering it to the nervous system. So whether it's wanting to lower their cortisol so that they can reach their weight loss goals, to get rid of the anxiety.
Yeah.
I mean, when I say get rid of, it's managing it because it's always coming in, but it doesn't affect them as much and control them. And so, the nervous system program is huge. Yeah. And I want to create that virtually next year to where it's a online community where we meet for 6 months. And 6 months where we meet every week with live breathwork, live support for the nervous system, breathwork, meditation, all the things in one space. So that's coming. An app is coming with audio.
Jamie, what?
Yeah, there's a lot. My brother is a musician and he is doing the music for...
Wait, that's really cool.
Audios, putting it all together. So we're working on just creating the library right now.
When does this all, between the space, the app, when is this all getting launched?
So in June, I'll be in the new space.
Okay.
So classes will definitely be available more in the fall.
For sure.
As I'm getting everything together.
Yeah.
hoping to have the app this summer.
Yeah.
It just depends on how fast we get the content
Yeah.
together. And then in 2027, I want to have, hopefully in February, the online community where it's a 6-month program
Love that.
that we can work virtually, one-on-one. Obviously, we compare one-on-one sessions with it, but it's a community where we
Okay.
have the live breath work and support in a group session.
Something I want people to hear that are maybe other business owners. What year did you first start your business?
It was in 2021 in the fall.
Exactly.
Yes.
It is 2026. Like, this didn't happen in 1 year. Like,
No.
you're doing all this now, and I just think it's
Yeah.
cool for people to hear because I've watched your journey since the beginning and, like, people having that reminder, like, I'm over here, like, in awe of everything you just told me, but I also know where you started.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's
So
changed and evolved so
yeah.
much.
Yeah.
So it's my capacity, even as a new mom, feels so much fuller and bigger that I can do it all
Yeah.
now versus when I started. It just, the clarity is coming through,
Mhm.
and I'm actually working less than I ever have and doing more at the same time
Yeah.
with impact. So
Yeah.
it's really cool.
I trust the journey. I think a lot of people wanna be patient with the process when they're building something, but I think it's just, like, having that faith that if something was brought to you with
Yeah.
purpose and you trust in that, knowing it's going to unfold, you just have to stay the course and know, like,
Yes.
you're gonna pick up things along the way to get you to where you need to be in the end.
Yes. Yeah. Letting go of the how
Yeah.
and trusting. And anytime I try to, like, ooh,
Yeah.
maybe this isn't for me, I get hit with, this is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. And just reminded every
Mhm.
day.
If you wanted to leave people with one last word of advice or inspiration,
Yes.
what would you say to tie up our whole conversation today for those
Oh.
listening to this episode?
Use your breath. We are so powerful. You are your own drug. And exercise your nervous system. It just takes that conscious effort. 5 breaths in a row. Use your breath.
Mhm.
I mean, we are so powerful. We're capable of anything. So, yeah, don't forget your breath. Don't overlook it.
Keep breathing. I'm sorry, I don't know why I felt like I had to end with that. Okay. All right. Well, Jamie, I'm gonna have all your stuff linked in the show
Okay.
notes. If you guys want to connect with Jamie, if you're local to Cleveland, obviously Jamie's gonna have a space. Otherwise, obviously, we can be connected online and hopefully me and you can even start doing more together because I know there's so many things that we
Oh,
could
yeah.
even I know we've done that in the past, but more to come for that. But thank you again for coming on today and sharing. I appreciate you just being vulnerable and like also giving us that sample as well.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here.
No, this
So
was
I
fun.
appreciate you.
Thank you. All right, guys. Well, we will see you in the next one.